Hey guys, my name is Nathan Martin and I'm the owner of SeaClear Power. If you haven't heard about SeaClear Power, we make the wiring harnesses that are dedicated just for the marine electronics. It gives clean power to the processors in the units, and it's going to do a lot of things for you. It's going to speed your units up. It's going to make your units a lot quicker and not as laggy. It's going to really protect your batteries from the low voltage. If your units are going into low voltage, the amp draws go up, it can damage your batteries. Jerry, he's been running a harness for about 3 or 4 years now, and he sees the benefits of it, but this is the first time that Jerry has come all the way from Okeechobee to get his harness installed directly from us, and we're excited for him to get out and see exactly how we do it and get out on the water. We're going to do an on the water test and make sure all the units are dialed in 100%. We can't wait to hang out with Jerry this week.
Hey everybody, it's Jerry here. I'm over here at SeaClear Power, and we're doing the fit-in of all the electronics and everything. Got a couple guys here, a couple good guys working on the boat. They're fishing the SeaClear cable through now. You can see some of the electronics going on. This was a stripped down model, had a 9-inch live at the dash, had only 7 at the front, 4 tracks. So we're gonna do some little bit of filming here and there and bring you up to speed. They're getting the nitty-gritty part right now, as you can see, the fun part where they gotta reach in the fiberglass and everything, get their snake in there and run the SeaClear cable. So we'll be putting bits and pieces together. Sit here and enjoy the ride with us and watch as this boat comes alive. Okay, you can see here we've got the SeaClear cable pulled out at the front. He's taking the snake off right now. It was a little bit of a hassle finding that snake going through this boat, but this is a 520R, and I've never snaked anything in a 520R. This one's totally set up different than any other Ranger I've ever dealt with. So, you know, there's a lot of different compartments you can sneak your hand into. Like we found one in here. That's kind of weird right there. You take the door off. So we're learning though. We're definitely picking up on that. So we're making progression, man, once you get the cable in there. I'm going to take you over. I'm going to give you a little version of how they put the cables together. So stay tuned. Let's take a walk over there.
All right, guys, we got 2 HDS Pros coming up here on the bow with the Active Target 2. I got my NMEA power up here as well, which may seem a little odd for some of y'all, but it's the way it worked out on this Ranger. It has a pretty extensive NMEA system already in it, so we like to try and avoid building into that with all the units. It's kind of hard to knock out interference when there's so much stuff you can't control. So on some of these new Rangers, it's easier just to build a whole new NMEA network only for the units, and if you got it goes for your trolling motor as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and strip these wires and show you how we put our inline fuses on these power cords. I'm putting my Active Target power on this HDS Pro, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that wake up wire ready. A little bit smaller than what my strippers allow. I already knocked off the wake up wire of this one because I do not need it. But even when you mess up, it's still real easy to come back and just stick it in there and tighten it down. You got a solid connection. What I like to do, wherever I got my negative already, because you know a lot of these power cords are pre-stripped, I like to loop my fuse here. Give me a good tape point to get my wires even, so we don't have unmatching lengths of wire. Quick little wrap of tape here, no zip ties on this part. Keeping everything straight here. Come back. Put a little tape there. That's ready to go in the harness. All right guys, I got all my power cords rigged up. Got my active target power cord hooked up to the HDS Pro power cord that I'm going to want to display the active target on, and I'm going to source the Ethernet directly into for the active target too. These wake-up wires are connected, so if he does not want to use his active target, he will be able to leave this unit off, and that box will never cut on. But even if he does want to cut it on, all he has to do is stop the sonar. Box is not processing any type of information. It's not going to get hot. There's no pinging going on in the transducer when you stop sonar. So there is ways around having to add an extra toggle switch for it, which we try to avoid. So I'm about to hook up our SeaClear Power adapter kit, because I have 4 fuses here. That's a little too much wire for one connector. It's really difficult to get a clean connection with more than 3 of our fuses. And that's why you hear about these so much. You got to use them if you're using 3 or more fuses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 and 2. I'm going to keep that unit and that active target together, and I'm going to go NMEA HDS here. I like to hide stuff from myself. Makes things fun. Keeping the negatives common. Since I've already got the negative in my hand, I'm gonna go ahead and knock those out, and I'll come back and get those other 2 positives. So there it is. I'm ready to hook these 2 into the harness. What I like to do is I have the harness pulled to a good length. I have plenty of slack in the batteries to hook up to power, which I have not done yet. I want to get all this done beforehand. Bring it to the rub rail, cut it. This is really high quality wire. It's extremely heavy duty, which means you got to kind of cut a little extra than normal. You need to split this jacket down the middle. Boom. I like to think of this as about a maybe right under a 1/2 inch, 7/16 of a strip. Maybe right at a 1/2 inch, maybe even, it's right around a 1/2 inch strip on the 8 gauge. One little thing that'll make things a little bit easier on you is to go ahead when you're using our adapters. It's the same thing if you're not using our adapters. Just kidding. Go ahead and attach your connector to the unit side and your device side and not on the harness. It's much easier to go ahead and have all this connected and then come into the harness. Solid there. That's about what you want to see sticking out of these couplings. There it is.